85% of
Yeah,
y'all
yeah, yeah,
around
yeah,
just
yeah.
leave. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
sad
yeah,
to say, but
yeah.
it's the reality on it.
About to get started. Hit the like button. Bear with me. We about to get started.
When I first started
Yeah, 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 yeah. Bear with me. We about to get started in less than 3 minutes. Just got some loose ends to tie up. So yeah, if you want me to stay on 2 hours, I'm looking to meet a $15 live stream goal. Cash App and PayPal is about to get put in the chat, the live chat. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button. Follow me on Dating Dysfunctions if you haven't already joined the membership. 8 exclusive episodes every month. If you join the membership, it's only $5 a month. That's at the top of the chat and in the description as well. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. We about to get started. I just need to make sure this video is playing right.
So I wrote a post today saying women believe.
All right. All right, let's get it. What we looking like in here? 2 people, 3 people. Nobody hit the like button yet. All right, fuck it. Let's do it.
So I wrote a post today saying women believe if they follow the rules in life that they will be rewarded with a committed, faithful man, right? Imagine believing rules in life that they will be rewarded with a committed, faithful man, right? Imagine believing that that's a reward. And a lot of women believe that because anytime you talk about infidelities, and these things, women say it's sad that you can't believe a man can be faithful, right?
Let's stop it right now. Let's stop it right damn now. According to studies, only about 30% of men cheat. Likely that's gonna be the top 30% of men who can cheat. But yeah, let's just debunk this video right now. Most men are faithful to their women. Statistically speaking. I mean, if we look up the studies. So this whole idea that we just can't find a faithful man to save our lives, it's a lie. They can't find the top 5% faithful man. I wish they would just say all the way what they mean when they talk. But then they wouldn't be able to manipulate, so never mind.
It's sad that you can't believe a man can be faithful, right? Or black women can't believe this, or black women, you know, women have so much hope and belief, right? That they are the exception. That if they just believe it, that it will be so, right? And so, of course, I'm here to burst the bubble, right?
Yeah, you're obnoxious. You're an obnoxious woman here to burst everybody's bubble. Yeah, we see the Porsche symbol on your seat. We see it. It's not a coincidence that she's making sure that stays in the shot. It's pathetic. People who have to show off status like this, see, these are people who don't have souls. People who gonna go out of their way to make sure you see the Porsche symbol in their seat. People who are gonna go out of their way so you see the Porsche symbol in their seat when they recording the video are sad, sad, vapid people. Never forget that. I mean, if you I mean, if you're gonna put this much effort in making sure we see that symbol, can you put the same effort in your hair not looking crazy? And are those drawn on eyebrows? Never mind. Yeah, filter on top of the makeup is diabolical work because these people don't love themselves. You know, behind all the false bravado are scared, insecure little girls. I promise.
So, right? And so, of course, I'm here to burst the bubble, right? But personally, all this shit is hilarious to me, right? Because I don't expect men to be anything other than what they are, right? This is why practicing hypergamy for women is very important, because oftentimes, well, every single time you're trading with a man, you're risking more than him. It has to be a exchange going on. It has to be a transaction. And the thing is, a lot of women are not being compensated for what they trade. You trade your wombs, you trade your body, you trade your labor, you trade your life.
Okay. Yeah. You know, first off, you're chewing gum on video. You couldn't be more rude and classless and trashy. You just couldn't be. Well, I guess you could be, but y'all get the point I'm trying to make. This is a very off-putting woman. And she looks like a cartoon character. But okay, that's beside the point. Let's talk about what she's talking about. It's important for women to be hypergamous because they sacrifice a lot getting into relationships when they're going to have the man's child. There's some argument there. I mean, she could pass away during childbirth. So why does everything have to be about money though? Why can't it be about love? Or why can't it be that she wants to have kids so bad she's willing to risk her life to have a kid and it has nothing to do with doing a favor for a man? See, she's going to frame everything like everything is a favor for the man. Like the woman can't want to do any of these things. She's doing the man a solid. So make sure he, rich if you're going to do him all these incredible favors. See, we're going to take this one slow. I'll be right back. Let me let the dog in. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, Preston? What up, Preston? Um, yeah, 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 yeah. Let's hear that one more time.
Exchange going on. Man, you're risking more than him. It has to be a exchange going on. It has to be a transaction. And the thing is, a lot of women are not being compensated for what they trade. You trade your wombs, you trade your body, you trade your labor, you trade your life.
Okay, okay. Let's take it slow. You trade your womb and your labor. Now, okay, I'll give her the childbirth thing. I'll give her that. But I would say most women who have kids wanted to have a kid because the power, whether a kid gets born or not, is all in a woman's hands. So any woman who's having a child in America, for the most part, is doing it because she decided to do it. Let's get that out the way. It wasn't to do a man a solid in most cases. So we got to take that off the table. But even if we were going to keep that on the table, look, I could a rich man or a man with means or even a man who just saved up for a long time could pay a chick from another country 40 grand to have his kid and just be done with it. So we can put a value on these things. A one-time fee of 40K, not a lifetime of protection and provision and making sure you straight for life and retirement. Just a one-time 40K, a year's salary, and be done with it. All this stuff that she's saying, oh, be compensated for it. These are minimum wage services. Cooking and cleaning. I mean, what I hope she go into detail about how much compensation she thinks women deserve for cooking and cleaning in a house that they live in a mess that they likely contributed to. And they're also eating the food they're preparing as well. So that got to be taken into account. This is so ridiculous. Because okay, let me be clear. That if that man is a full provider, which I know most men aren't, but let's be real. A woman sitting in a Porsche, she's only talking about provider men or men who can afford to provide. So yeah, 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 yeah. If we're talking about provider men, him paying all the bills and putting you in the suburbs is compensation for everything you do in that house. And I would hope you don't want to get compensated for educating your own children because that would make you a horrible human being. Can you dive in on that? Can you dive in on that? And you want compensation for making love to your romantic partner. Wouldn't that make you an in-house prostitute? Can you dive in on those dynamics? Can you dive in on that assessment? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Thing is, a lot of women are not being compensated for what they trade. You trade your wombs, you trade your body, you trade your labor, you trade your life. A lot of women give up their lives for men, right? This is why men never question if they can have a woman and a purpose, but women question if they can master themselves and be with men, right? Because what's required of a woman, what a woman gives, oftentimes it's no fair exchange. It's total robbery.
Oh my gosh. Total robbery? It's robbery. So is it robbery by gunpoint? Because who's making these women get into these relationships by threat of deletion? Nobody. They're choosing to get into these relationships. So what does that say about the women you're speaking up for? They must not be that damn bright if it's robbery. They're signing up to be robbed. So this isn't making men seem as bad as you think it is. It's making women seem retarded. It's having the opposite effect. Jesus Christ. Let me address something. Yeah. Who we got in here? I want to address something that y'all might be shocked to hear me say. All right, shout out. We got 14 people in here, but is the like button getting hit? That's what I need to know. Because if you're not hitting it, I don't understand that. And since I don't understand it, I'm gonna take it as disrespect. Please take your fat ass finger and hit the like button. We got 12 people watching. We should have 12 likes. Got 14 people watching. We should have 14 likes. Please hit the like button. 5 likes. Y'all disrespecting me. Shout out to my Rumble lights. Let me break something down real quick. Okay. If a woman has big girl ambitions and want to conquer the world and all that, yeah, being a man's woman full time, if it's a provider who wants you to be like a full time housewife or a full time mother or whatever, yeah, that is going to stunt your growth as far as being a big dog out in the world. You got to pick one. She's right. Being a mother and a housewife is going to hold you back from becoming the greatest astronaut or corporate lawyer you could ever be. It is going to hold you back tremendously. She's not lying. Women like this aren't lying about that. If you want to reach your full potential as man in woman's body, it's best to just not deal with the man in a serious way because he's going to hold you back. He's going to want you to cook, clean, tend to his needs. She's totally right. So if you want to become a successful man in a woman's body, you should not marry and you should not have kids. I totally agree with her. Where I think we would disagree is I think most women will be more unhappy being a successful man until they pass away from 30 to 85. I think women would actually be happier being a housewife and a mother versus working long, hard hours like a man until they pass away and carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders until they pass by themselves. I don't think that's, you know, the promised land for most women. So that's probably where we would disagree. And let's be real, you know it's not the promised land for women, but you're a loser and you couldn't succeed with a man in a family. So now you got to try to cope and say, oh, it's no good anyway.
What a woman gives, oftentimes it's no fair exchange. It's total robbery. Right? So all this shit is comedy to me. I'm not building my life with a man. I have no losses. There's nothing that I'm losing out on when it comes to a man. So none of this shit affects me. I don't give a fuck. And I've always been very realistic. I never believed in that fairy tale shit. I never really cared. Like, I liked the man and I married him. I liked the man. I was in a relationship with him for 10 years. But men were never important to me like that. Like,
Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. It's pointless to cap like this. Any heterosexual, or let's just put it like this. Any heterosexual man or woman who say, having a relationship with the opposite sex, I never cared about that, is lying. It's that simple. You have to say you never cared now, because you have to say you never cared now because you know you're never gonna win at this game. So now you got to pretend like you never cared about this game. Why sign a legal document? Why sign a legal document tying yourself to somebody when you don't care about men or relationships? Make it make sense, sis. Make it make sense. You don't sign legal documents solidifying something like that if you don't care about it. unless you're forced to. And it's funny because your whole channel is talking about men in relationships, but you don't care about men in relationships. Like you'll lose brain cells listening to these things. You'll lose brain cells listening to these dingbats, and they actually think they're intelligent. That's the kicker.
And I married him. I liked the man. I was in a relationship with him for 10 years. But, men were never important to me like that. Like, I don't care about dick and all the things that women... I never dreamed about a wedding, right? The things that women fantasize about and dream of, I don't know. I just wasn't conditioned, or I just never gave a fuck. So, to watch women lose their shit when cheating and these things are speaking, it's fucking comedy to me. I spoke about the 3 women who know ball when it comes to men. 1 are sex workers. The next are women who work in male-dominated environments, law enforcement, military, right? Corporate America, and beautiful women, right? This is why sex workers, men will always deal with them. Sex workers will always be needed because sex workers understand men, and men.
Oh gosh, these people just aren't very bright. Women who work in male-dominated spaces, they know one side of men. Prostitutes know one side of men. You don't know what you're talking about. You just don't. And you notice, see, women like this will never mention anything about a man or being in a relationship with a man that's positive. She's gonna make it seem like being in a relationship with a man is all negative, and there's no good that can come from it. Now, even on my channel, when I supposedly bash women, I sometimes talk about some good things that can come from being in a relationship with a woman. She will never keep it real and say some positives. That's why you shouldn't listen to people like this.
Sex workers will always be needed because sex workers understand men, and men can be free with sex workers. There's nothing that a sex worker expects from a man than what he is. And most of the time it ain't even sex. Like, a lot of y'all think that because a lot of your pussies are hot and all you think about is fucking. All a lot of women think about is fucking.
Just to be clear, when women talk about men, they're talking about the men they dealt with. That's the only perspective they can see from because they're so fucking self-absorbed. If I dealt with bad men in my life, then men are bad. If the men I dealt with F prostitutes, then men F prostitutes all the time. Most men don't get prostitutes. But you don't care about the bottom 80% of men, so you don't consider that. These people don't deserve respect. They just don't.
Your pussies are hot and all you think about is fucking. A lot of women think about is fucking. Right? Sex work is a bunch of things. Right? Fetishes, dominatrix, phone sex, all kinds of things, right? Where you don't even have to be in person with the man, right? And so there's a lot of things that women don't want to face, because to women, if a man is not satisfied by her, or if he seeks other, then it means she's less than, because women are the pick-me's they hold so much disdain for. It bothers y'all so much because for a man to seek other, that means you're not enough. Imagine believing that about yourself.
Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. I'm going to point this out again. Women don't give a fuck about 90% of men. What we think, what we say, what we're going through. So just keep in mind this whole video. She's talking about 10% of men max. Look, I hate to break it to a lot of people. Women were put on the earth for men. That's your purpose on the planet, is to be a man's helpmeet. Sorry. And give birth to children and raise children up. They're so bitter about that. Don't blame us, blame God. They just can't cope with their lot in life.
For a man to seek other, that means you're not enough. Imagine believing that about yourself. Because the person, the being that spends their entire life to get back to from which they came, which is pussy. Men struggle tremendously with willpower and self-control because they have an insatiable desire for women. And you think if he has that insatiable desire, that means you're not enough.
Most men, especially when you get past a certain age, 30, aren't just running around here being pussy hounds. They're just not. They're not. Men spend most of their time working and trying to make a living, not chasing broads. But see, this is your hood ghetto mentality. You know, you talking about dudes who hang out at bars and clubs and all the time, or hang out on the corner shooting dice, catcalling. That doesn't represent most men, idiot. Dingbat.
Desire for women. And you think.
And hold on. Let me say this too. I'm pretty sure she had a kid out of wedlock. Yeah. I'm pretty sure she had a kid out of wedlock. If you didn't care about getting D down and you ain't care about men, why would you become a statistic? Let me guess. That was by choice because you're so smart and benevolent and all knowing and you were above it all, even at 14 and 15. How did you become a single mother out of wedlock? Hmm? Since you never cared about all this and you just sat back and laughed at the other girls for caring about boys and caring about D so much, but somehow you became a single mother, a young single mother. You can't make this stuff up, folks.
Willpower and self-control because they have an insatiable desire for women. And you think if he has that insatiable desire, that means you're not enough. That's how fucking male-centered most of you are. That's why cheating is so triggering to you. Because it had nothing to do with STDs and all the shit women say. It's because you are in competition with other women. And you believe that if a woman has your man, she won. Women tie their self-esteem to men and how men respond to them. Again, most of you are the pick-me's you hold so much disdain for.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask women like this a question. What would the ideal society look like? Men and women never get together. Nobody has kids. Like, what does the utopian world look like for you, man? So, I mean, look, if you were the ruler of the world and you could dictate what people do or don't do, you would tell all men and women to never get together, right? Based on your worldview. Humanity would end based on your worldview. That's how you should know your worldview is dumb as fuck. If your worldview ends in your species dying off, you dumb as fuck.
To men and how men respond to them. Again, most of you are the pick-me's you hold so much disdain for. You think being chosen by a man means you're more woman than a single woman. You think if a man isn't cheating on you, then you're better than the woman who is getting cheated on. A lot of you use men as a standard of measurement, which
So let me ask you this. You're acting like you're better than women because you don't have a man and they're all stupid for having one. And I know for a fact you think you're better than certain women because there's a Porsche logo in your dumbass leather seat. Because you're not moving that head over to the other side to save your life. And there's a reason for that. Because you're doing the same thing with money and singledom. Goofy ass bird.
is getting cheated on. A lot of you use men as a standard of measurement, which is insane. Because when a man can do better, he will.
So what are you trying to say? At the beginning of this video, you was talking about it's very good for women to be hypergamous. So now you're saying men are hypergamous? Are men more hypergamous than women? Is that the argument is that the argument you about to try to make? Because nobody believes it. Nobody believes it when women file 70 to 75% of the divorces. Well, you know what? Let me do it like this. Because people be misquoting that, I think. Nobody believes it when women file 65 to 75% of divorces. That men are the ones that leave soon as they get a whiff of something a little bit better. The stats don't back up your ridiculousness.
Do better, he will. Most men, if they can do better, they will. This is why I don't believe in that friendship shit with men and women. A nigga will be fucking you 10 years, for 10 years. He level up, and here go another chick that's better than you in whatever way she's better than you.
No. Let's not skip over that. Let's talk about which ways that woman would need to be better than the current woman for him to leave, for most men to leave. Let's be real. When most men are in love, even high value men, they're gonna keep their woman around and just pluck birdies on the side. If a woman is legit a good woman, he- he's not letting that go to just tap some pretty chicks real quick or to tap a new pretty chick. Stop it. Stop it. If y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, let's get the donations up. Cash App is $ MD Cure at the top of the chat and in the description. PayPal at the top of the chat and in the description. Look at me, the $15 live stream goal. Nothing has been met. $5 makes you the live stream sponsor, king or queen of the stream. Or you could do super chat, super sticker. That's the $ on the right of the chat box.
Who can answer that question and understand that logic and concept?
All right, let's see. Teaching self-mastery, sovereignty. Is she one of them sovereign citizens that be getting pulled out the car after they break the window? Well, hold on. Is this better not be her? Is this her? Is this not for male attention? Who is this for? This better not be for the male gaze. Sovereign citizen who decentered men. This don't look like you decentered men. Is this you? I hope this ain't you. Can't make this stuff up, folks. Just can't. Look at her freaking Instagram. Me. Have you seen me? Another picture of me. Narcissists and egomaniacs. Oh, so this isn't for the male gaze? I'm just curious. This picture right here is not for. Okay, never mind. This woman is sick and sad. This right here, look what I'm highlighting. This right, she look weird, like she don't got a neck right there. Anyway, this ain't for the male gaze. This ain't centering men. This picture I'm highlighting with her freaking yits out every other post. Right. Does she got the OF? Where the OF at? That's such a joke, man. Look at this post, bro. Never mind. Old bitter broads. Just old bitter broads. Look better on video. Filtered up, filtered to hell. Well, why are you filtered to hell? You know what I mean? Like, cause you should be advocating women not caring about aging, cause it's not like they're looking for the male gaze, right? So you should embrace going natural, or embrace at least not using filters. Why are you trying to look younger? See, so she must have an OF. She looked crazy right there. Okay, let's see what the caption says. This is crazy. But she don't care about D or men though. No. This woman is ridiculously insecure. That's why I say don't pay attention to the false bravado. These are scared, hurt, insecure little girls behind the tough act. What most women call socialization or conditioning is really survival. Women do what they deem is necessary to survive. Most of what they do is not conditioning for socialization. They use those excuses when they don't want to be responsible for their decisions and failures. But it sounds like that's your narrative. Blaming everything on blaming everything on socialization and conditioning causes women to be perceived as mindless and lacking the ability to make decisions to keep themselves safe. Humans are animals at the core. That includes women. Women are not inherently good. Oh shit, we know. You're a great example of that. Everything they do bad or unforgivable or unfavorable cannot be characterized as social I'm struggling. That word is kicking my ass. Socialization and conditioning. Many things women do is based on survival, just like any other human. Self preservation, blaming everything on socialization and conditioning is a cop out for women. Women never claim Women never claim socialization and conditioning when they receive favorable when they receive let's start over. Women never claim social Women never claim socialization and conditioning when they receive favorable results. Um, Let me try that again. Blaming everything on social. Wait, women never claim socialization. Women never claim socialization. I'm gonna get that right for the edit. Women never claim socialization and conditioning when they receive favorable results. They only claim either when they don't want to be responsible for their conscious and unconscious decisions. So can you explain this conscious decision to take this picture and post it on social media? And this is definitely giving OnlyFans. Is that how you got that Porsche? Oh boy. Anyway. Where's the OF? I know she got one. Divine Lady Magic. Okay. Nice website. Oh, sensuality. Of course, sexuality, because this is their whole identity. This is their whole identity is sexuality. Yeah, sensuality and sexuality. Selfishness and sovereignty. Yeah, women love being selfish. And they don't like, you know, and they don't like authority, structure, discipline, and anything like that. So sovereignty makes sense. She's selling oil, ebooks, a group chat session, and some type of some type of love elixir. So basically some bullshit. And she walk around out in public with her yits out where men are with a Porsche, so she can get all the men's attention with the Porsche and her yits out. But she don't care about men or attention from men, and she decenter men. Her whole life revolves around men. Her YouTube channel talks about men. Her yits being out is about men, and her driving a Porsche is about men. You, or- this was a good one. We can really wrap it up there as far as this video, but we'll watch a couple of more minutes.
He level up, and here go another chick that's better than you in whatever way she's better than you, and he on to the next one. Men don't leave their relationship typically, their marriages, unless they have something else lined up.
Men don't leave marriages, period, generally speaking. Women file for 70% of the divorces. It's like a 40 to 50% divorce rate, and women are responsible for 70% of those. Yeah, men generally don't file for divorce. Period. Look, let's just stop it there. Because she's just talking to hear herself talk at this point. Um,
Not much is going with you.
she trying to put the sexy voice on. Hold on. I wanted to show y'all something real quick.
So I stopped because I thought you were handsome.
What do I always tell y'all? What do I always tell y'all? Why do women call into Ant CEO's show? It's not to hear what he got to say, really. It's because he's handsome and a tall guy. That's why they stop and call in. And that's why they called in to Kevin Samuels. They was looking for his validation and approval. Good looking guy, older guy, looked like he got some money. That's why they was calling in. All them women, a lot of those women calling into Kevin Samuels was trying to shoot their shot at Kevin Samuels. Most of the women that call into Ant CEO trying to shoot their subtle shot at Ant CEO. Most things women do, period, in life is going to revolve around some type of shallowness or selfishness. So, shallow or selfish. If you want to analyze anything a woman do ever, you're usually going to be able to get to the answer with those two S words.
So I stopped because I thought you were handsome. But then I got to listening and I'm like, okay. I like the fact that you speak in on women being, more respectful of themselves, I'm all for that. But I'm like, okay, as far as dating, I feel like now I just turned 30 in January. And I've done a lot of things early on, so to say. Like, I got married to my high school sweetheart. I joined the military, made money or whatever we do. But we got divorced. We've been divorced like 3 years now. So we stayed married, together and married or whatever, all together like 10 years.
He looked really bored. But anyway, when they say we got divorced, like just say I divorced my husband, you got to pay attention to the wording when women talk. We got divorced. It's a reason she said we got divorced instead of saying I divorced my husband, which is likely what happened. Or you'll rarely hear a woman say, my husband divorced me. And you also rarely, well, you will hear I divorced my husband more often than you'll hear my husband divorced me. Because that's a blow to their social status. But see, if they say I divorced my husband, they can still paint it like I'm the boss of it all. I'm in control. I'm running things.
Married or whatever, all together like 10 years. But we've been divorced now 3. So anyway, I'm hopping back onto the dating scene. And I was just listening to, sorry if my dog, like, she just tripping out right now.
Another thing I want to point out, she said they've been together for like 10 years. She's been divorced 3. She's 30. So how long were you married? They're very particular with the words they use and how they talk to spin a certain narrative a certain way and to get you to feel a certain way. You really got to pay attention. Because they could have been together for 9 years and married for a year and got divorced.
Anyway, I'm hopping back onto the dating scene. And I was just listening to, sorry if my dog, like, she just tripping out right now. But anyway, it's like I'm trying to figure out what I like. The other girl earlier, she was saying, like, I don't know what I want. I'm trying to figure out what would be, because I missed the whole stage. I missed like 10 years of developing, I think, as far as being a woman. Don't make that face.
I made the same face, Aunt. I made the same face. Hey, what do y'all think about Alpha Male Strategies, the content creator? I was watching him earlier. Any opinions? Okay. So she thinks she missed 10 years of developing, yeah, as a modern black party thought. Yeah. She missed 10 years of being a stereotypical ratchet, deplorable B-dub popping thought pocket, all in the clubs, all at the bars, and all in the videos. That's what she mean.
It's like 10 years of developing, I think, as far as being a woman. Don't make that face. When I say it, it's like, okay, I got used to one person. Now that I'm dating, and I do feel like I've taken time to find myself. So please don't say that, because most people are like, you need to focus on yourself. I have done that. Now it's just like when I'm dating, I'm seeing things that I'm just not into.
So
First of all, I'm not going to sleep around.
What's your question?
So my question is, what is it that men are looking for with women? Because
Not you. You want a man who could just walk away because he got something better to do, and it's not you. Oh my God.
You want a man who knows how to just walk away.
because he got something better to do, and it's not you.
You know, my makeup and stuff, my hair, I do these things for myself. It's not to attract any attention from a man.
Okay. Let me, because you just babbling at this point. You are the epitome of a modern day woman, and I'm going to tell you why. You like clockwork. You are like you don't know. It's probably your first time seeing my live. I've had multiple pages. This is my third backup page, and I've had like 10 pages. I've had a bunch of pages deleted on TikTok, YouTube. I do this shit. I've talking to thousands and thousands and thousands of women. And that's not an exaggeration. You are the epitome. Your rhetoric is exactly what I speak against. It's
funny how these bitches see a handsome face and call in to get roasted. Like, they call in to get fucking roasted. Oh man. They call in to flirt just to get obliterated.
YouTube. I do this shit. I've talking to thousands and thousands and thousands of women. And that's not an exaggeration. You are the epitome. Your rhetoric is exactly what I speak against. The trigger words it's so normal for y'all. I'm finding myself. I didn't go. I don't know what I want. I'm looking for. I don't know what men want. And I went through this, and I was divorced, and everything that you say is the epitome of what every single modern woman says. It is literally it's a spell that's casted on women just like yourself. And it's so unfortunate that y'all have to come to this. And it's so unfortunate as a 30-year-old woman you're speaking like this. This is bad. It's very, very bad. And you don't even understand that it's bad. Now, I noticed that before we even get into the question that you have, the first thing that you came up here and you said was, you said you came up here because I was handsome, which I appreciate. And then you said that you listened to what I said, and then you said, oh, okay. So do you have a disagreement, or did you just say that just to say it?
No, I was listening, and I'm like, okay, I got to listening to y'all talking about, well, you were saying how the women, like when they get to, like every woman that does this, or dresses a certain way, or they go and get.
When did I say
BBLs,
every? When did I say anything about every woman? Anything? I never said anything.
You were saying younger women, and I'm like, that's not like. I don't like that idea.
What idea?
Because women are pretty, or they, you can be pretty with or without makeup. I'll go out sometimes.
When did I say women are pretty with women aren't pretty with or without makeup? What was that? That was
what I'm saying is drawing the attention. It's like I don't feel like this following any type of thing from social media.
Well, I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem, because everything is what you feel like. See, it's feelings with women. You guys operate in your feelings, and you think that works in logical conversations like this one, and it doesn't work. I'm not talking about how I feel. I'm talking about what is reality. And women argue with your feelings, and that's the problem. That's the difference between logic and emotion. This is why you women shouldn't be leading, because you guys lead with your emotions. Everything is I feel like, I feel like, I feel like. Well, you can feel like that all day. But the truth and the reality is, outside of what you feel like, the truth is, you wear makeup, you wear fake hair, you wear lashes, you wear all of these things for a multitude of reasons. But the main reason why you wear it is because you as a woman, whether you want to agree to it or not, you as a woman understand that your main trigger for a man is your attraction. That's why. You can claim that you do it for yourself all day long. Of course, all y'all do. All women do everything for just themselves. Of course, sure. It's not true, though. You can do it because it makes you feel good, cool. But that's not the only reason why you do it. You do it because you understand that people are going to look at you and view you in a certain way. That's why. And we all do it. I do it. I do things for women. The difference is, let me finish my point. Let me finish. We can disagree all day, but one of us is arguing with facts, and one of us is arguing with feelings. But the thing is, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. The thing is, men can be honest in the things that we do for women. Men do things for women. We 100% do. The difference is women, y'all have become so anti-male because you couldn't make good decisions with your vagina. You couldn't make good decisions on the guys that you chose, that you are now, you have this disdain towards men when the disdain is really for yourself because you're insecure. It's
That's a fact. That's a fact. Look, let me just say this real quick. I was having a talk with one of my loved ones, and I was just saying, man, you don't like nobody. I thought I ain't like nobody. You don't like nobody. And she said, well, it's hard to like anybody when you don't like yourself. That was a real ass moment. That's real shit. When I think about everybody who was a huge asshole to me my whole life, from third grade to the construction site, bars, they seem like miserable people who hate themselves. Somebody who loved themselves and is okay with how their life is going, they don't spend all day being negative and hateful towards others. Ever. Everybody who I thought was a piece of shit and an asshole and a cunt, they seem like they hate life and they hate themselves. Never forget that these people hate themselves. It's not just that they hate their life, they hate themselves.
guys that you chose, that you are now, you have this disdain towards men when the disdain is really for yourself because you're insecure. It's not all men's fault for the fact that you couldn't choose a good man. It's your fault. It's nobody else's fault but yours. There are 20 million black men in the U.S. There are like what 150 million men in general in the U.S. or something like that. So with that being the case, it's not all men's fault. It's not Dan in Arkansas who works at fucking CVS. It's not his fault why women do anything, right? It's your fault for the type of men that you choose and the type of woman that you are. And
Shout out to Dan in Arkansas working at CVS. Hold your head, brother.
that's why. So it really comes from everything that you're saying. That's why I want to correlate the conversation back to the original point, because I do want to answer your question. Everything that you're saying is the epitome of modern day women mentality and behavior. I was finding myself. I'm a divorcee. I went through this. I was on a healing journey. What do men want? I don't know what men want. My friends this, and I went through this, and I don't have to. You don't have to do none of that shit. Like I said earlier, our grandmothers and great grandmothers, they didn't have to have sex with 15 niggas, and they didn't have to be dealing with all these dudes to figure out what they were looking for to become a wife. They didn't have to do that. Women, let me finish what I'm trying to say, because you asked me a question and I'm answering it. Women did not have to, women's value is not based on experience and what you have to build. A woman's value is based on her purity and what she is withholding from a man. That's why. Do you know why women wear white during marriage or white in weddings? Do you know? You probably don't know. And it's okay.
Okay, I hate when he asks rhetorical questions. I see. I don't think I ask rhetorical questions, do I? I mean, maybe I do on the channel, but I'm talking about like when I'm actually. Well, you wouldn't know, but I don't believe I ask like. Am I using the right word? Rhetorical questions. That's so condescending. Who was the who was the sixth president? And what was his wife's name? You probably don't know, do you? That condescending ass shit. That's why I struggle to like Ant CEO at times. See, because shit like that is girly and sassy to me. Men are direct communicators. We don't do this gay ass rhetorical question shit. That's fag shit. That's sassy fag shit. And truthfully, and look, uh, a lot of dudes who are like supposedly hyper masculine, or no, they are hyper masculine in some ways. I'll give it to them. More masculine than me in some ways. Great. Probably could beat my ass and dunk on me in basketball. But that's besides the point. These niggas be doing a lot of sassy fag shit. I know a lot of men who are very masculine in multiple ways. But then when you interact with them, you like, but you be acting like a fag too. But see, they don't think they're acting like a fag because they present like aggressive. Like, no, you can do fag shit in a masculine way. But I still see the fag shit in it. Even if you got a mean look on your face and you say it with some bass in your voice. Kind of like with this, what I'm pointing out right here with CEO, with the like rhetorical questions and shit. But I digress.
during marriage or while in weddings? Do you know? You probably don't know. And it's
I
okay if you
mean,
don't. It's okay if you don't. I'm not trying to guilt trip you. I'm telling you because you
it's
don't know.
supposed to be a symbol of being a virgin, or
Yes.
untouched or pure.
Absolutely. It was a symbol of being a virgin. Women's value is based on their purity and their chastity. That's why women wear makeup. That's why women want to look younger. That's why women get collagen. That's why women try to remove wrinkles, and that's why women use filters on their faces, because they understand, whether they want to agree to it or not, everything that y'all do is to push your main value of yourself, which is to look more attractive, to look younger, to look more pure, to not tell your body count. That's why if a man asks your body count, he's controlling, narcissistic, and insecure. And it's really, no, it's a natural order, because men don't want a woman with a high body count. All of these things are built off of biology. Now, I want to answer your question. I just wanted to make that just the point that you was making. Now I want to answer your main question. The main question that you had was, what do men want? It's very simple. Men want women that are attractive, that are feminine, that are soft, that are nurturing, that wants to be a wife and a mother. Now, when I say men, I'm not talking about the bottom of the barrel men. I'm talking about the men that the women want, which is the above average man. I'm not talking about Dan that work at fucking Dave and Buster's making 14 an hour. I'm not talking about him, because you don't want him. None of y'all women want him. I'm talking about the 6'1" dark skinned man with the beard, with the six pack, that drive the nice car and works in corporate America. Yeah, that guy. Which y'all think exists because he got to be a hood nigga too, and he got to be a child of God, and he got to be a virgin. Yeah, the super nigga, unicorn nigga that y'all want. I know. That man wants his woman to be soft, feminine, nurturing, attractive, submissive, and not be with other dudes, not be half naked on the internet, not wear fake hair, not be.
Okay, I mean, he's right, but okay. So, okay. I mean, yeah, these women are cooked. Look, here's the bottom line. Let's talk about Mr. Point Five real quick. Mr. Point Five, because I broke this down one day too. It was a classic live I did. Not to pat myself on the back, but I broke down. I forgot how many types, 3 to 5 types of quote unquote high value men. Let's see if I can recreate this. Super thug ass nigga. Anyway, okay. So I might need to pull out the notepad. Pull up the guy. We already know it's Mr. Point Five, but let's just do it again. The close to ideal man for women 25 to 50. He's gonna be 35 to 50. Um, he's not married. Let's just talking about black women. He's black. He's at least 6 feet. He not fat, and he make at least 100K. God, see, yeah, Mr. Point Five. Or no, this is worse than Mr. Point Five. This is Mr. .05. So okay, so that is 0.41% of all black men in that age range. Okay. So less than 1% of black men in that age range. But you know what? Let's not even go that extreme, even though this is what they want. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Okay, 35 to 50, not married. He ain't even gotta be just 5'5", fuck it. And make, yeah, even let's just say 5'9", average height. And let's just say he can be obese and he just makes 70K. That's still, damn, still, well, okay. I'll take it back. So okay, Mr. 6%. That's still a high value ass man, and he's fat. Just keep in mind, he's. Let's go back. So let's keep this in mind. He's 35 to 50, and let's just say he's fat and ugly. He's a 35, 50-year-old, 35 to 50-year-old man. He's not married. He's black in America. He's just the average height. He ain't tall at all. He's just 5'9", average height. And he's fat and ugly and makes 70K. That's a top 6% black man. A fat, ugly motherfucker that makes 70K and not married between 35 and 50. And he ain't tall either. He's an average heighted, fat, ugly motherfucker that makes 70K. That's still a top 6% black man. So let's just talk about him. Never mind Mr. 0.05. Okay. So even wanting that dude makes you a cat enthusiast. So he's single at 35. Why would a man, top 6% man, who technically can provide, it ain't gonna be a fancy lifestyle, but 70K, technically your girl don't really have to work. You can still put clothes on her back because that's providing. That's what these women don't get. If we got a roof and you got clothes on your back and your shoes ain't talking and we eat every day, that man is providing sufficiently, technically. So let's keep that in mind too. So why would this man be single? Why would a top 6% man still be single at 35? Let's go through a few scenarios. Okay, part of these men, y'all can say what percentage you think it is, are just gonna be players for life, and that's no bullshitting. The T. Orlandos of the world. Like, it- so that's at least 50% of so we down to 3% now. Because 3% of them, or half of them at least, they're never getting in a serious committed relationship again. Period. So that's half of them. So now we down to 3%. So what's up with this remaining 3%? Let me just pull out the notepad. Fuck it. So okay. So a third of them, players for life. So let's just call it 2% of the top percent black men. Or I'm sorry. I guess that was right. 33%. 2% of the 6% I meant. 2% of that 6%. That makes up. Okay, I shouldn't do it that way. Okay, fuck it. Yeah, my definition of provision is not women's definition of provision. Yeah. Um. So 33% is player for life. Okay, and then so that's a third of that 6% of the top percent black men. Another 33%. Um. Okay, so wait, player for life, and then the other 33%. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what the other 33% is. The other 33% is basically I wouldn't call them players. They kind of fool on women. They're definitely not a player, but they're not actively like ever really pursuing women. If one come along, cool. They might talk to one here and there, but they really ain't tripping off women one way or another. The player for life, he's actively pursuing bitches, running through bitches. He's like He on some fuckboy player shit. That's different than this other 33%. He might we just gonna call him MGTOW. He'll deal with a chick here and there when it's convenient, if she acting right, as long as, for however long she wants to act right. But he's not ever living with a chick again. He's never marrying a chick, and he ain't having no kids with no chick. So we'll call him MGTOW. So now we're down to 2% of that 6%, the other 33%. So this is 2% of the men in that category. Or I'm sorry, I keep saying. Let me stop with the 2% shit. This is the other third of the top tier black men in America. Okay, he still believes the fairy tale. The reason why he's not with somebody, let's just say a few women left him, because and I would know why they left him, because he's still green and naive. Even if he's 35 and up and still believe in the fairy tale, I see why the bitches left him. And that's why this guy's likely usually still single at 35 as a top, 6% black man. So he still believes in the fairy tale. Um, but he's gotten strict now. He's been hurt and he's really strict. He's not going for the dumb shit no more. He's still looking for the unicorn, but he's not going for the dumb shit no more. A woman's really gonna have to be a special woman to get him to pull the trigger. He's looking to pull the trigger. He's looking to get a wife. He's looking to fall in love and marry a woman. But it's gonna take one hell of a woman to get him to do it. So, and let's just say he's 40. Let's put an age on him. He's 40 years old. Just to give you a visual of a guy. Okay. Look, he would be best served getting a 18 to 23-year-old. Fellas, don't be ashamed. If you can pull and this guy probably he could. He he should likely you capping to Orlando. You capping. You capping to Orlando. You capping. Um his best bet would get an 18 to 23-year-old. Well, let's just say 18 to 25. But a lot of older men, they feel ashamed. They feel like it just would be a blow to their social status or this or that. They just they don't feel comfortable with it for multiple reasons. Some don't feel comfortable with it because maybe they just don't feel it's right, and that's their prerogative. But a lot don't feel comfortable with it because they don't want the social shame. But this would be his best bet. This man right here, 18 to 25, virgin, um, conservative virgin. Uh, but so let's see what percentage. Let's look up his ideal woman. But before I go to that, this man not fucking with bitches like the one that's talking to Ant CEO right now. 30, been divorced. Probably think she said she got a kid. She calling niggas on YouTube to get advice. This man is definitely not fucking with her in any serious way. So let's look up the male delusional calculator. Let's see, Dayton's. Let's see. Mm, that's not the one I was looking for. Mm, mm. Yeah, I can't find the one I was looking for. So fuck it. But let's finish up with this guy. Well, that's what's up. T Orlando about to crack a Melly guest. All right, so this guy right here, in these days and times, he's probably just gonna end up staying single as well. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Which y'all think exists because you got to be a hood nigga too, and you got to be a child of God, and you got to be a virgin. Yeah, the super nigga unicorn nigga that y'all want. I know. That man wants his woman to be soft, feminine, nurturing, attractive, submissive, and not be with other dudes, not be half naked on the internet, not wear fake hair, not be outside in the club, not have tattoos, not be drinking and smoking and having male friends, not be cool with exes, not operate in this hyper modern day society woman culture. The problem is most men don't come out and say these things. And I'm gonna let you speak. It's the last point I'm gonna make. The problem is most men don't come out and say these things because if they do, they're controlling, narcissist, insecure. They're all of these negative terms. They DL, they hate women, they hate their mothers who hurt you. It turns into a shaming tactic instead of actually listening to understand why men feel this way. If something is consistent across the board, it's probably not much of a personal thing. It's probably something that's pretty general. So it's not a personal insecurity why women want a man that's taller than themselves. Is it because, oh, she's 5'2"? Why does she want a man that's taller than 5'2"? Oh, all women feel this way, or at least 90% of them feel this way. Oh, is it because they're insecure? Is it because she just insecure? Nah, it's a natural proclivity because women want to protect her. Because women procreate, women have babies, women get pregnant. But they need to choose a man that is going to further push their DNA so they can be protected.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
Now you can go.
I don't have issue with men at all. I don't hate all men. I love men. I love strong black men at that. I would never date outside of my race. It's just not my thing. I need a king because I'm a queen. I'm very sure of myself. I don't doubt myself at all. I don't agree with everything you said about, the makeup and why women wear it and what they're trying to push. No, that's just, but I'm a woman and you're a man. You're going to think like a man and I'm going to think like a woman. So that's fine.
I think it's just truth and feelings, but go ahead.
I mean, it's not like I'm a woman and I can speak for myself. And I'm pretty sure a lot of women in the chat as well. Like some things are literally because we want to do them. I mean, but back to my question, no, I feel like I did lose those 10 years being married because I got used to one person. Well, now that I'm dating, I'm starting.
Why'd you divorce
so I was
him?
I divorced. I mean, we just kind of grew apart. He's still a great father. And
right on the money,
but
like clockwork. Why did you divorce him? Like clockwork, we grew apart. We outgrew each other.
We did. We grew apart. I married at 19 years old. So
why'd you divorce?
We divorced. I mean, it was.
Why did you divorce him? Because I know you divorced him.
I rolled over in this bed I'm in now, and I looked over him and I said, he's not leading me. Every door that I feel like has opened since I've met him, it's been because I went to open it. So I want a man that can lead me. I have no problem with being submissive to my husband and taking care of home. I have no problem working, putting in towards the marriage or anything. I don't have issues there. It just,
why did you divorce him?
I woke up and realized he's not going to get me further. I can't learn anything from him.
Why did you divorce him?
I just told you I didn't feel like he was leading me.
Why did you divorce him? What does it say on paper?
No, we had an agreed divorce. It say,
Why did you divorce him? What does it say on paper?
What are you asking me?
I'm asking you a very simple question. All of this, you putting things in this like vague. Oh, there were doors that were open.
Yeah, like it was. So
why did you divorce him on paper? Why did you divorce him on paper?
I mean, I don't really have a reason on paper. We had an agreed divorce, so
Why did you divorce
wasn't
him on
like no
paper?
cheating or nothing, it just-
You have to have a reason on why you divorce on paper.
I'm in Texas. I ain't have no reason. We grew apart. Like, that's it. Like,
So you went to the courthouse and you said we grew apart and that's it. You just walked off and the divorce was finalized.
no. I submitted my package.
Right.
You
So
know,
what
he
does it
signed
say
it.
on what does it say on paper on why you
We
divorced?
grew apart, literally. Like, we wasn't compatible anymore. It's perfectly fine to not be compatible with a person anymore.
No, it's not. Took a vow before God. See, you only hear black women talk like this. We weren't advancing financially enough, so I left him. It's for richer or poorer. Marriage is not about, oh, we married, we was both making 50K. 5 years in, we wasn't making 100K, so he wasn't leading me right. Fuck you. Flat out.
I'm
I'm not arguing that it's not. I'm not arguing that it's not. I'm asking you what's on paper. You don't want to tell me, but go ahead. You can listen.
What you saying? I'm telling you, we both agreed. Like,
It's no such thing called
That's
a
fine.
agreed divorce. One person wants it more than the other. Who filed, not who agreed to. Of course,
he
How
actually
you not going to
filed.
agree to
He
it?
filed, but it was my idea. And eventually, one day, he just went and filed it because he got tired of hearing me asking for it. So he filed it.
So okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he divorced you. So why does it say? What does it say on paper for why he divorced you?
It literally says we grew apart.
It says we grew
I'm in
apart
Texas.
on
You
paper.
don't have to have a reason. Like, nope, it wasn't no. I didn't divorce him because he was cheating. He didn't divorce me because I was a lousy wife. We grew apart. But that's not my. I don't really want to focus on that because that's not why I came on here. I came on here to ask you about
Listen, I know. You came on here to ask me about what do men want in the future.
No. What I'm saying is the man that I'm dating. I'm trying to figure out if it's something that I'm like. Is
Okay, let's keep this in mind. The man that I'm dating now, but my first thing I said, matter of fact, 14, 16. Somebody write that in the chat. 14, 16. She's dating a man now, but look at the first thing she said when she called in.
so. I stopped because I thought you were handsome.
Black women ain't shit.
So I stopped because I thought you were handsome.
Which y'all think exists because you got to be a hood nigga too, and he got to be.
I don't really want to focus on that because that's not why I came on here. I came on here to ask you about like.
I know. You came on here to ask me about what do men want in the future.
No. What I'm saying is the man that I'm dating. I'm trying to figure out if it's something that I'm like. Is it because I'm looking for this unicorn man or what? I dated this guy.
Well, this is the problem. Hold on. Stop right there. This is the problem. When y'all ask for advice, y'all never want to take accountability and look in the mirror first. What I don't do with any woman that comes up on here, when y'all ask me for advice, the first thing that I say, and anybody that watched me, y'all know this, the first thing that I say is, what happened with your last relationship and how did it end? That's what I asked because
No,
9
that
times
wasn't
out
my
of
last
10,
relationship, though.
most people, okay, it was a 10-year relationship and you used that as your example. You didn't mention any other relationship. You said I was in a 10-year
I
relationship.
said I've been dating for the past 3 years.
You said I was in a 10-year marriage and I lost 10 years out dealing with this man and I've been dating for the past 3 years. You've been dating for the past 3 years and it hasn't worked out. No one has chosen you yet. No one wants to be with you. And the reason why, you said it yourself. I didn't say it. You said it. You said it was because you was in a 10-year relationship. So that's probably the reason. You have never actually went back and looked at that relationship and actually realized what were the things that happened and why it didn't work out. And the reasons why those things did not work out with that relationship is probably why you're going through what you're going through now. You have to look at your past relationship. Most people don't heal correctly from their last relationship because instead of taking accountability, becoming a better woman, fixing your attitude, fixing your weight, fixing the fact that you're dealing with a man that kept telling you, or you kept telling him you want to divorce him. All of those things are the reasons as to why men or women, I got nothing to do with gender, men or women. This is why these people, when you get out of these long-term relationships, you can never find anybody else because you never took accountability on what happened the last time. You'd be like, oh, I left him because he was abusive and he was emotionally abusing me and all of this other stuff. But what did you do? No one ever did anything wrong. It's always somebody else's fault. So you're going to bring that negative behavior that you did not change from your last relationship into the new relationship. And then in the next one, you've been dating for 3 years and you still ain't found a man. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So before we get into the guy that you have now, because you can get him for attention, you got him now. Congratulations. You can unmute your mic, by the way. What happened in the last long-term relationship that is making you consistently have these issues? Because you've only had that long-term relationship for 3 years or for 10 years. So what's going on? That's where we have to start. You don't start in the middle, you start at the beginning. So that's where I'm trying to get to. So we have to talk about that first. And unless you take accountability and you're trying to get down to what happened with that, I can't help you. You have to hit your mic button. I muted you because you kept over talking me, but you got to hit your mic button. You already unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to overtalk you, but you can't have a conversation if you're gonna be the only one talking. Like it was so many points that I had that I wanted to comment on that I kind of lost track because I was trying to.
This is the thing. We're not having a conversation. You're asking me questions. You came up to ask me a question. I'm answering it. We're not having
but then
a
you
conversation.
draw you be making assumptions, and I'm not even trying to. First of all, with my marriage, I have evaluated it. I've thought about things that I could have learned to do, or started doing if I were to ever get married again, what I wouldn't do and what I would do. I have no issue taking accountability with my, how my behaviors were, everything. We married.
If you took accountability, you would say, I shouldn't divorce my husband. Because marriage ain't about leveling up every year or two. Black women think marriage about making 20 more thousand every year that you married. Fuck out of here.
Can we
young,
test
so
that?
I
Can we
grew a
test
lot.
it? Can we test it?
Go ahead.
What did you do in the relationship? Why didn't it work out on your end? What did you do wrong?
You asking about this relationship I'm asking the question about, or the marriage?
I'm talking about the marriage and all of the dudes you've been dealing with up until this point that you have not been able to keep a man at 30 years old.
I ain't gonna say all the dudes. And when you say
all the
30
dudes.
years
No,
old,
no,
that's
no,
the
no, no.
exact reason why I'm
It's
calling
all
in,
the
because
dudes. Stop. It's all the dudes. You've never been able to keep a man ever. So
When
all
you
the
say-
dudes that you've messed with, listen to what I'm saying. I know it doesn't feel good. I know it's hurting your emotions,
No,
but this
it's
is
not
logic.
hurting me, but you saying all the dudes like it's just a shitload
Well,
of
have a good
niggas.
day.
It's
I'm
not.
not about that. Have a good day. I can't help you. You're going to die alone. And this is exactly why nobody wants to be with you. And I'm sure this is probably how conversations go when you're talking to men in your personal life. No one wants to be with you because you don't take accountability. You don't know how to shut the fuck up. You're in your emotions, you're in your feelings, and everything is listening to respond instead of listening to understand. That's why you continue to have the same issue over and over and over again. You came up here and you asked somebody who does this for a living, hey, help me with my relationship issues. What do you think about this? And as I'm telling you what's going on, I'm trying to get you to take accountability. You're pushing back and pushing back and pushing back. This is what you and a lot of other modern women are used to. Y'all are used to being in these friend groups with other women where no one ever challenges y'all on your points and opinions. Everything is okay with how you feel. How you feel is better than everything else. It's all about how you feel. Men, we don't operate in that world. Men don't operate in this world. Men operate in a world that is accountability based. What did you do? Why did you do that? You should not have done that. You did this and that led to this. So the reason why this happened is because of this. So you need to stop doing this so this can happen in a better life for this and this and that and that. Women don't operate in that world like that. Y'all looking, oh, what happened? Oh, that happened? Oh, yep. I can see why you did that. He should never made you do that. Yep. Don't worry about it. We on to the next one. That's how the conversations go with y'all. And a lot of times that is what creates these situations where y'all mentals are so fucking destroyed that by 30, you're giving the average, basic, everyday modern women talking points.
So okay. I don't know if I ever heard him specifically call out black women. He tries to defend black women. I mean, yeah, what do you call them niggas? Foundational Black American. I mean, I probably am too. I just don't care about them titles and shit. Um, so he's trying to hold his sisters down, I guess.
It's so like It's like clockwork. We grew apart. How the fuck do you grow apart in a marriage? You know how fucking idiotic you sound? We grew apart. Notice that she never gave no real reason. Oh, it was doors that was opening for me and he wasn't opening them for me. So no, well, like, first of all, you said you went in the military. You're a woman. You should never be in the fucking military. You should be in the home cooking and cleaning and making fucking breakfast. And you should be pregnant. You're a woman. That's what should be happening. But you want to be a man. You want to be strong and independent. You should be at home making food. You should be getting your bills paid. You shouldn't even be working. And if you are working, you should work when you feel like it, not because you have to, it's because you want to.
Now, see, let me stop him. See, in a sense, Ann is kind of a simp. He believes in real men should provide 100%, and women shouldn't have to lift a finger other than to cook and take some cookies out the oven and rock some babies. Like, no. So really, he on the simp shit. You know, he's still under some program. He act like he's so woke, but he's still under that. I mean, you know what? He got the right to believe what he want to believe. But that's the social programming that we were fed as men. So I don't know if that was an independent thought that he came up with by himself. I highly doubt it. Um, Look, oh, that bitch supposed to be doing whatever I need her to do in our household and in our life. That's what she should be doing. That's my philosophy. If that's working full time, so fucking be it. Fuck all this. No woman should be sitting up in the house getting paid for and just cooking and cleaning. Fuck out of here. That bitch gonna do whatever I need her to do to help better our lives. This whole idea that men supposed to be Superman and carry the whole weight of the world on their shoulder, and all women gotta do is bake cookies and burp babies. Fuck that shit. Yeah, fuck that shit, bro.
But see, the problem is a lot of you women don't want to operate like women, because to get that energy from men, you have to be feminine, you have to be nurturing, you have to know how to cook and clean, you have to be soft, you have to not be a whore, you have to operate in women from back in the day. And this is why these modern marriages are not working, because the women want to be the men. Y'all want to go 50-50, but then you want your man to out earn you. Make it make sense. You want to have a bunch of money. You want to have these degrees. You want to operate like the man. And then you like, well, why aren't the men operating like the men? Because bitch, you want to be one. And then the modern men of today, just as bad, because y'all are scared to have a person disagree with you, because you niggas are fucking simps. You niggas are lame.
I mean, there's an argument, Ant. I know you 6'5" and you lift weights and shit. But I mean, you might be a simp too, brother. You think it's just your duty to just pay for a bitch. I- just because you got a dick and balls. See, no, this is what I was gonna address. Well, first off, I don't think my position in a woman's life is really about money. Like, I don't tie my manhood to money. And I know women, I've talked to women who I fuck with who literally said this. It may be a shocker to y'all, but all women aren't these horrible, horrible, horrible women. But she said, I don't tie a man's manhood to money in any way. I've had a woman tell me that before. And there's some women who really don't. They don't tie a man's manhood to money. Most women do, inherently, but there's still some women who don't. No shocker. Um, this woman grew up with a dad in the household who actually had some say in the household. There's no coinky dink. So, but I want to address something real quick. He said, what did he say? I believe he basically said his philosophy is, a man should be working, a woman should be at home taking care of kids and cooking. So he's one of them niggas who would probably say, I mean, based on what he just said a couple of minutes ago about that, by his logic, the only men who qualify for wives are the top 10, 20%. Because those are the only men that can really do that comfortably, where his woman don't gotta work. Because he said he don't believe in a woman working, and a man should be taking care of all that. So if I if I stay in line with that logic, then I'm sure he would say men who can't do that is lame and corny and don't deserve a bitch. And y'all know I disagree with that. See, I don't believe men have to be anything special to deserve a bitch. I just don't value women that much. I think a guy can be just a regular ass average Joe and be well worthy to have a woman in his life. And really that bitch, if he a good dude, halfway decent dude, she's lucky to have him. I just view manhood and womanhood different. I value pause, but I understand the value of manhood outside of money and outside of even protection. I understand the value that a man brings to a woman's life, even if he can't fight and he will never make another penny again in his life. Just mentally, just having a man's mind in her life is priceless. I think men deserve to be paid for. Let that bitch go to work. Like men are inherently valuable to a woman's life. If anything, women should be working 3 jobs to pay for shit for the privilege of being with us. I always thought that shit was opposite. What up, Rutherford? Oh, we got to pay all this money to be worthy of a woman. No, let that bitch pay all the money to be worthy of us. We the one with the real inherent value, the one bringing like real value to the woman. All she bringing is pussy and headache, man. We tired of the pussy after 3 to 6 months, or damn sure after 3 to 6 years. So after we tired of the pussy and she already pushed out our babies, it's all downhill from there. It's literally all downhill. What do I got to look forward to? Menopause and what and wiping ass? Like, okay, seriously, think about it. Look, women should pay for us. Like, look, if I meet a woman at 20, okay, let's just say I enjoy her for 5 years. She's young, she's vibrant, she's fun. I'm loving it for 5 years. Okay, cool. Even if you wanted to make the argument that, which I still don't even agree with this, but even if you want to make the argument that I should pay for a woman between 18 and 30, you could make the best argument there that I should pay for a woman. It's a privilege, and I should pay for a woman from 18 to 30. She's gonna be fun, vibrant. She giving me all this good young pussy, and she gonna push out my babies. Okay, cool. Even if I wanted to agree there, what's the argument that I should keep paying for this bitch after her looks done faded? She already pushed out my 3 kids before 30. She's not fun and vibrant no more. She's starting to get bitter. What? Why should I pay for her from 30 to 85? What's the argument there? There is none. Because it's just all downhill after that. I've already got her youth and beauty, and she already gave me the babies. It's nothing but down. I ain't gonna say nothing but downside, but for the most part, it's all downside from 30 to 85. So if anything, from 30 to 85, women should work 3 jobs to pay for us at that point, because we're the ones doing the favor between 30 and 85.
Because bitch, you want to be one. And then the modern men of today, just as bad, because y'all are scared to have a person disagree with you because you niggas are fucking simps. You niggas are lame. You niggas are scared to tell the truth. The truth is, half of the women in the workforce shouldn't be working right now. Let's just be honest. Most of you women in this live, I know for the feminists pushing women, y'all gonna disagree, but you're gonna disagree because of your feelings, not because of logic. 60 women in my live right now, if at least 55 of y'all don't want to work until you 50. You don't want to work until you 60. If you could have a choice where a man, a good man obviously, would be taking care of you and providing for you, you wouldn't be fucking working. Most of y'all women in my life right now, you don't want to work. You work because you have to, not because you want to. That's the truth. That's the
Well, I mean that's true. I wonder what percentage of men want to work. I'm just curious. Like, would still do it if they didn't have to. That to me, that's wanting to work. Even if I ain't had to work, I'll still be working. I mean, I know certain guys say I don't want to just sit at home, but that's not the same as wanting to work. You can find something else to do other than sit at home. But I would say most humans don't want to work. I just want to throw that out there.
Honest to God truth.
I mean, okay, let me be clear. I mean, men would still work on something. They would start a YouTube channel or build something, or because we just are natural builders. But yeah, as far as going into some 9 to 5, fuck no.
Most women in the workforce, if you had a choice and it wasn't gonna come with abuse, it wasn't gonna come with, how some bad men, are. If it wasn't gonna come with that, y'all would 100% be in the house barefoot and pregnant, making breakfast and changing diapers. You would be. But it is being pushed to y'all to just be overly sexualized, go get your career, go get your money. And then at 32, then I'm going to take somebody seriously. So I'm going to push the men back and make the men available and important when I want them to be important. And then I'm gonna be a housewife then. So I'm gonna put more energy into my own personal endeavors and to the majority of my life. And then once I'm done with all that, then I'm gonna add myself to somebody else's life. But then he's supposed to be better than me. It doesn't make any sense. It's backwards logic. It's backwards fucking logic. And then society teaches men to be soft. Society teaches men to not speak their mind. Society teaches men that talking like how I'm talking right now means that I hate women. Now I love women so much that I want to protect my woman. I love women so much that I want y'all to be in the places where y'all are sheltered and kept safe, because you are more valuable. You're supposed to die for a woman. You're supposed to put your life on the line for a woman. That's what it is. You're supposed to die for a woman. You're supposed to as a man. When the Titanic boat went down, guess what? Women and children first, because they are more important than men in a sense of survival. One dick can create a whole village. One pussy and 100 dicks ain't gonna create a whole village. That's biology. That's how it's supposed to go. But we are taught in a totally different light that's somehow nowadays that somehow that is wrong, and you hate women because you want to control women. No, I want to keep women protected and safe. You want to know why marriages and relationships work forever up until like the 1980s or in the 1990s? It's because things were based in nature. Women are submit and nurture, men provide and protect. But we got out of that because of modern feminism. And especially a lot of black women, y'all fell for the dupe of these liberal white women. Y'all fell for the feminist movement. Y'all fell for the Margaret Sanger eugenicist Planned Parenthood shit. Y'all fell for it. So now we're in a situation now where the women who created the strong, independent woman narrative, which weren't black women, they were actually white women created that narrative. We 30 years later, when you hear a strong, independent black woman, strong, independent woman, who do you think of? You think of a black woman. Even though black women didn't even fucking create it. You know who created abortion? Not black women. You know who gets more abortions than anybody else? Black women. And is it because you're black women? No, it's because y'all were finessed by the liberal white woman. But if you bring it up, then you just hate all women. No, it's the truth. This is the truth.
He's like 27 or 28, so that would make him. He was born in like 98. He was born in 98. But you see how he gave black women an out. It ain't their fault. They was tricked by the white liberal women. So he still ain't really holding them accountable.
Truth. And even today, look at all these women, look at all these white women that's going to these colleges. Guess what? They getting fucking married. Why are they going to colleges? Black women that's a lie. Black women don't have the most degrees. Black women are the fastest growing to get degrees. But look at all these black women that's going to college. Shout out to all the black women that's going to college. But while you going to college and being separate from your man, these white women going to college with their feminist mentality, with they same feminist rhetoric that you got. But guess what? They're getting married. Still. But if you bring it up, you hate black women, you hate yourself, you hate your mama, your DL, your dick little, you're broke, you're short,
Okay, where are my Gen Xers and who is doing online dating? Tell me I'm
This is some scary shit.
wrong. Is this not like the Hunger Game for adults? So if you're around 50, over 50 in that age range, and you are in a relationship for the love of all that's holy, stay. Stay. If you're not getting along with your significant other, whether they're male or female, do try and work it out, unless it's like something, seriously terrible. Being single and dating when you're in your 30s is kind of fun. But at this age, like, everybody is like really set in their ways and just grumpy and pissed off. Or they are so bored they're into whips and chains, and I'm not kidding, that'll be in the next post.
But- This woman's nuts. But anyway, let's talk about black women real quick. Should black women be blamed for doing all the deplorable shit that they do? I mean, yeah, we could blame them, but it's what's that going to do? I mean, I get it. Okay, let's go deeper. Why are black women so horrible? It's a mixture of black trauma and just female mental illness. Women in general are mentally ill. Um, they're how do I want to put this? Women are mentally and emotionally unstable people and very easily manipulated and very self-absorbed. So, self-absorbed, childish, mentally ill, crazy people just for being a woman. Now add all that black trauma to it as well, and that's what gets the monsters that are B-dubs. So, is it their fault? Honestly, to some extent, no. It's it's up to men to reel women in. They're not gonna be decent people when they're left to their own devices, fucking period. So I mean, that's why I don't sit here mad at women. I mean, they're women. Like, if you give them a society where they're allowed to be this ridiculous, then that's on us, the men, for allowing a society to get to this point where women are allowed to be this fucking ridiculous. Black men could it. Black women are black men's fault. See, black men are weak in America. Most black men are weak. I mean, most look. Fuck it. Let's just. I'm not even gonna. We gonna stick to black men. When it comes to keeping your bitch in check, most black men are weak in America. Black men were raised by women, and most black men are mama's boys, and that's a female, bro, and all that shit. Like, if black men had big nuts, man, black men would be knocking bitches out before black men let a woman disrespect them. I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning violence, but I'm saying, like, there's certain men in certain countries, man, bitches that get hurt before bitches on collectively start disrespecting men. So if black men aren't willing to do whatever it takes to get their bitches in check, then it is what it is. You can't. It's your job as the man to keep the bitch in check. So if you ain't keeping the bitch in check, then hey, that's your fault for being weak. I mean, but let me clear that up. It's so far gone now that at this point it's gone too far. Not enough men would get on the same page to get these chicks in check at this point. It's gone too far, and they got the whole government on their side and social media, and they can rally troops on social media and get a mob of other black women and gay men to come jump you. It's just it's gone too far. We've empowered them too much, so now there's no going back. When we saw an inkling of this, we should have started chin checking bitches. um I mean, yeah, we could talk about it. We can complain about it. We can make jokes about it. We can make entertainment about it. We can educate about it. That's what I do. But as far as me really personally, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like being mad at black women. I wish they would just start acting right. I'm mad. Like, no, nigga. It's no, they're not gonna ever act right unless we make them, and they're gone too far for us to even be able to make them at this point. So is it their fault? If I had to come up with a definitive answer, it's not their fault that they're fucking retarded. It's not women's fault that they're fucking retarded. It's not. They can't like. They're only gonna help it if we make them help it, or create a society that basically damn near give them no choice if they want to be included in society.
But general rule of thumb, the grass is not greener. It's just all astroturf over here. And you thought I was kidding.
Welcome back to TikTok Unfiltered.
That's a grown ass woman, by the way. Like, it's never mind.
Today we're talking about dating over 50, one of my favorite topics on this channel, and clearly one you guys love too. And right now, a lot of people are saying it's harder than ever. And after listening to all these stories, I'm not even gonna lie, I see why. Because what people expect dating to look like at this stage of life versus what it actually looks like are two completely different things.
I dabbled with online dating and it was really short-lived. I'm 53, I have never online dated before, and I thought I'd give it a go about a month or so ago. There was a few on there, but there was one in particular that caught my eye, and I thought, well, okay, quite handsome. So we matched and we started talking on the app, and we organised a date, or rather, I kind of felt like I organised most of it. Because it went something like this: where do you want to go? Where do I want to go? We still do. And I suggested an area. We booked, or he books, he arranged a pub. So the day of the date, we're due to meet at 6:30 p.m. and at 2:30 or 3 o'clock, he messages me to cancel. Now, anyone I've told this to have said, why? Why did he, what reason did he give you? And I thought, well, he said he was busy. And also, I don't think he really owed me a reason. I don't know. I wasn't bothered about that. So that was that. Cancelled, done. Message came afterwards, thank you for understanding, and I left it. 2 weeks later, I'm at dinner with a girlfriend. It's a Friday evening, and he messages me through the app and says, thank you so much for understanding. It's been a really busy 2 weeks, and here's my number. We can take this conversation off the app if you like. I'm free this week.
Okay, I went upstairs real quick. Let's just rewind it. I know y'all gonna hate me. You're probably gonna leave, but let me touch on this one. She couldn't have been talking that long.
It's harder than ever. And after listening to all these stories, I'm not even gonna lie, I see why. Because what people expect dating to look like at this stage of life versus what it actually looks like are two completely different things.
I dabbled with online dating and it was really short-lived. I'm 53, I have never online dated before, and I thought I'd give it a go about a month or so ago. There was a few on there, but there was one in particular that caught my eye, and I thought, well, okay, quite handsome. So we matched.
See, most of them aren't going to admit it, but the reason why a woman would go on online dating at 53 for the first time is the soul crushing loneliness. She's not going to touch on that part of it. But see, the difference between a 53-year-old man who's struggling with soul crushing loneliness, he didn't have 1/100th of the options to make something work. This woman, she was a good look. She's not a bad looking woman now. She's like what did she say? 53. This is not a bad looking 53-year-old woman. She was probably she was a beautiful woman back in the day. I mean, she looked like she may have got work done or whatever, her Botox or whatever. But even without all that, this was probably a beautiful woman years ago. She had every opportunity in the world to make a relationship work with one of the guys she dealt with since she was 15. So that's why I still have compassion and shit, but well, I have compassion for her as a human. and I would have compassion and grace for her in a lot of ways, but not this one area right here. Yeah, because she had every opportunity to make something work with a man. I don't know. I don't know if she's a widow. Most of these women aren't widows, though, statistically speaking.
And we started talking on the app that caught my eye, and I thought, well, okay, quite handsome. So
So right there. I mean, she's a good looking 53-year-old woman. She's not dating some average Joe. So they're only gonna go after point 0.5, even at 53, and then act surprised when Mr. Point 0.5 act like Mr. Point 0.5. So see, this is why I say keep your tear ducts dry over there, and this is why I said I don't feel sorry for her. It's not about okay. Let me say this. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. She went on the dating app for the first time at 53 because she's dealing with soul crushing loneliness. But even in soul crushing loneliness, she can't get over her fucking ego and shallowness and entitlement. So she like, I'm lonely as fuck to the point where I'm thinking about deleting myself, but I'd rather delete myself than build a relationship with a regular guy. I'd rather rather delete myself than try to be in a relationship with a man that's not a model in the face. That's why you should keep your tear ducts dry over there.
We matched and we started talking on the app and we organised a date, or rather I kind of felt like I organised most of it, because it went something like this: where do you want to go? Where do I want to go? We're still doing, and I suggested an area. We booked, or he books, he arranged a pub. So the day of the date, we're due to meet at 6:30 p.m. and at 2:30 or 3 o'clock he messages me to cancel. Now anyone I've told this to have said, why did he, what reason did he give you? And I thought, well, he said he was busy, and also I don't think he really owed me a reason. I don't know. I wasn't bothered about that. So that was that. Cancelled, done. Message came afterwards, thank you for understanding, and I left it. 2 weeks later, I'm at dinner with a girlfriend. It's a Friday evening, and he messages me through the app and says, thank you so much for understanding. It's been a really busy 2 weeks, and here's my number. We can take this conversation off the app if you like. I'm free this weekend. As it happens, I wasn't free, but I was at dinner that night and I got home quite late, and I was busy the next day and at dinner again the next evening. So on the way home the next evening, I looked at the app because I was still deciding whether to take it off and hand my number over to him and kind of converse on WhatsApp, but I was still kind of in two minds, and it had been just a little bit over 24 hours and he'd unmatched me. So he had decided he'd unmatched me. Oh my God, it was too fun. Bullet dodged.
Dating in your 50s is absolutely the worst thing in the whole world. I swear it is. Why? We're grown adults. Why is it like this? I received a message today. I am almost 52 years old. 33-year-old sends me a message saying I look yum yum while wearing a Loki helmet. But yet, the normal men that are my age, well, whatever normal is, are not available. They don't have time, so why are they on a dating app? They don't message you back after a couple times.
They don't have time for your caliber of woman. They don't got time for a Roseanne. They got plenty of time for a chick that look way better than you, probably more fit than you, better personality than you, doesn't do TikTok vlogs at 52. They got time for women like that.
You want a man who knows how to just walk away because he got something better to do, and it's not you.
And the reason why you'll message them a few times, the normal guys, you'll message them a few times and then they'll stop responding because you don't have a likable personality and you don't have an interesting conversation. And see, back when you broads was 20, 21, 23, even 30, a motherfucker will push through it. Like, this bitch is boring, this bitch ain't interesting. Yeah, like, but they will push through it just to get some 18 to 30-year-old buns. Niggas ain't pushing through it to get some 52-year-old Roseanne buns. It's just ghost, blocked. See, they can't fathom actually having to have a personality to keep a man around at these ages because they're so used to just getting results because they're a girl. They got so used to that for decades. Like, they can't fathom, like, oh, I actually got to be interesting to fucking talk to to keep a guy around now. Oh, the humanity.
But yet, the normal men that are my age, well, whatever normal is, are not available. They don't have time. So why are they on a dating app? They don't message you back after a couple times. They turn sexual after like the first message. They stand you up. They go.
Ma'am, because see, it's like I just said, they can't cope with not being likable people. They spent even the average looking or whatever you want to call it, below average looking woman like this, her whole existence in the dating market since she was 12 has just been winning because I exist. That's why she don't know how the game go. See, if women were honest with themselves, and some women are, some women could keep it a buck. Because I've heard some women talk like this. Well, what the fuck does some good guy want with me? I'm an old, washed up, crazy hag, and like some women can keep it real about themselves in their own situation. Yeah, of course, dudes is talking about sex within the first 3 seconds because you're a grenade, as Paulie D and fucking Vinny would say back in the day on Jersey Shore. No, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it like you have to know your value on the dating market to maneuver it properly. You're a mentally ill 3. What? See, the thing is, she can get results if she swing in her league, a mentally ill 3's league. That's why it's important to know what you are.
Ghost you. They try to convince you the world is flat. They're rude to the waitress. Tell you drive too fast when you drive in Pittsburgh and they don't. I don't know what to do anymore.
If you want to know what it's like dating in your 50s, this is what it's like.
Okay, I think we've had enough torture for the night. I know I have. How long have I been on? Definitely over 2 hours, right? Oh, just that 2 hours. All right, that's cool. Remember, how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet, and I have never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. Join the membership over here on Dating Dysfunctions if you want my exclusive episodes. $5 a month. Just come over on the videos page and hit join. But yeah, I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. Make sure you keep your blood sugar and your blood pressure down to keep the reaper from coming around. Make sure you get your yearly checkup so Satan don't catch up. RB Sensei out.